Hi children, I hope you are doing well. Once again, I welcome you all to our history class today. And in the last video, we discussed about the Socialist Party in Russia. And today, let us discuss about the role of Lenin and socialist movement in Russia. Okay, let us discuss. Lenin and socialist movement. Lenin, who was the pioneer of socialism in Russia. Lenin and socialist movement. As I told you, Lenin was the pioneer of socialism, my dear children. He played a major role in the history of Russia. Because of him, the first communist government was established in Russia. First communist government was established in Russia by the efforts of Lenin. The Socialist Democratic Party was divided into two wings. They were Bolsheviks and Mensheviks. In Russia, the Social Democratic Party was divided. When it was divided, the first wing was led by Lenin, and that party was called Bolshevik Party. The party that was established by Lenin was called Bolshevik Party. Listen carefully. The Socialist Party that was established by Lenin was called as Bolshevik Party. So the followers of this Bolshevik Party were called Bolsheviks. So the leader of this Bolshevik Party was Lenin. Okay, and next one, another sect or another wing or another party, Socialist Party, that was called Menshevik Party. And this Menshevik Party was established by Kerensky. It was established by Kerensky. So the Social Democratic Party was divided into two wings. The first wing was Bolsheviks, and the second wing that was called Mensheviks. Now let us discuss about Lenin and his party, Bolshevik Party. So the Bolshevik Party was established by Lenin, and he wanted to bring about change in Russia. So his full name was Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov Lenin, or shortly Vladimir Lenin. And this Vladimir Lenin led the Bolshevik group or Bolshevik Party in Russia, and he played a significant role in bringing about socialism or communism in Russia. He was in the view that in Tsarist Russia, the party should be disciplined and control its quality and a number of members. He was of the view that in Tsarist Russia, the party or the Bolshevik Party should be disciplined and control its quality and a number of its members too. So he led this Bolshevik Party successfully, my dear children, in Russia. It was a disciplined party. Lakhs of people joined in this party and became the followers of Lenin. On the other hand, Menshevik Party was led by, as I told you, Kerensky. But his role was lesser here. But Lenin, who played a significant role in the Russian Revolution. And here is the picture of Lenin, Vladimir Lenin. Take a look at his picture. Now, a turbulent time. Turbulent means here disorder, crisis. A turbulent time. The 1905 revolution. Before 1917, a revolution took place. That revolution was called the 1905 revolution. So now we are going to learn about the 1905 revolution, my dear. That means before October Revolution. This revolution took place in the year 1905, and this revolt, okay, was called the 1905 revolution. Now we are going to discuss about this. In the beginning of the 20th century, Russia was an autocracy. In the beginning of the 20th century, Russia was an autocracy. Autocracy means the kings ruled it, and the entire power, the whole power was vested in the hands of a king. That is called autocracy. No role of parliament, no ministers. The entire power, the whole power was vested in the hands of a single ruler or king. And this type of administration or rule continued in Russia. So in the beginning of the 20th century, Russia was an autocracy. So the ruler was an autocrat who enjoyed all the powers. The powers were not distributed, and there was no role of parliament. All the powers were enjoyed by the king only. So he was final. So in the beginning of the 20th century, Russia was an autocracy, and Tsar was not subjected to parliament. Even though the Duma was there, a parliament was there, it was only a nominal. So the entire power was vested in the hands of the Tsar. So Tsar was not subject to parliament. That means he was not. He did not listen to the parliament. Whatever the recommendations or suggestions made by the members of the parliament, they were not at all respected by Tsar, because he was the king and he was an autocrat. That's why Tsar was not subjected to parliament. Tsar was not subjected to parliament. So all the powers were enjoyed by the king only, Tsar only here. So the year 1904 was bad for Russian workers. The year 1904 was bad for Russian workers because prices of essential goods rised so rapidly, my dear children. The Russian workers faced a lot of problems in the year 1904 because the prices of essential goods, all the food grains, prices of the food grains, prices of the bread and all the essential goods rised so rapidly in Russia that the real wages declined. At the same time, their wages were declined by 20%. How sad it was. And this took place in the year 1904. So that as a result, the workers especially faced a lot of problems because their wages were declined and the prices of all the essential goods shot up. Because of these things, the Russian workers faced hardships in Russia. So that ultimately they were not happy at all. Okay, they were not happy at all. All the middle class people, poor people, workers faced a lot of hardships because of the rise in prices of the essential commodities. So the membership of workers associations rose dramatically during this time. The membership of workers associations, okay, yes, workers associations, okay, the membership in the workers associations rose up dramatically when 4 members of the Assembly of Russian Workers that was formed in the year 1904 were dismissed. When 4 members of the Assembly of Russian Workers dismissed, thousands of workers went on strike. Whenever some of the workers were dismissed from the work in a factory, then ultimately thousands of workers okay, expressed their solidarity over the dismissal of these 4 workers, and they demanded ultimately a reduction in the working hours. They demanded a reduction in the working hours to 8 hours and increase in wages. So the industrial workers took to roads, and then they started demanding a reduction in the working hours. Already in the beginning I told you, in the last video I told you, the workers in those days, in some factories the workers used to work for 15 hours. They used to work for 15 hours. How bad it is. So now the workers demanded a reduction in the working hours to 8 hours, from 15 hours to 8 hours. They demanded a reduction in the working hours to 8 hours. And not only that, they also demanded an increase in their wages. They demanded an increase in wages because their wages were very low and meager. The wages of the workers were very meager and low. That's why they demanded increase in wages. They demanded a reduction in the working hours, and they also demanded an increase in wages. That was the main demand. So during this time, okay, it was a turbulent time, okay, in Russia. Now, my dear children, let me tell you about the Bloody Sunday. Let me tell you about the Bloody Sunday. Prices of essential goods rose so sharply. Just before I told you, prices of essential goods rose so sharply by 1904 that the real wages declined by 20%. The workers got less salaries, less wages. At the same time, the prices of all the essential goods rose up. So as a result, the people began to suffer. During this time, 4 members, just before I told you, during this time, 4 members of the Putilo Iron Works, it is a manufacturing unit or factory, Putilo Iron Works, in this manufacturing unit where 4 workers were dismissed. Whenever these 4 workers were dismissed in the Putilo Iron Works, then thousands of workers took to roads, my dear children. So action was called for. Whenever they were dismissed from their duties, action was called for. Over 1,10,000 workers, nearly, okay, over 1,10,000 workers in St. Petersburg went on strike. They demanded, or they started demanding, a reduction in working hours and increase in wages. Okay, over 1,10,000 workers in St. Petersburg went on strike. They took to roads and demanded a reduction in working hours. Just before I told you, okay, they used to work more than 15 hours. It was very hard. It was very hard. That's why now they demanded the reduction in working hours and increase in wages. And now all these thousands of workers led a great procession, my dears, okay, under the leadership of Father Gapon. And here you can see the picture of Father Gapon, who led a massive procession. And this procession was led by Father Gapon in Russia. And this procession was attacked by the police. Actually, this procession led by Father Gapon, in order to meet or in order to present a petition to the king about the problems of the workers. For this very reason, they were marching towards the palace of the king's palace. While they were marching towards the king's palace, in the middle, the procession was attacked by the police. The procession was attacked by the police and Cossacks. Cossacks are a kind of military personnel. So this procession was attacked by the police and Cossacks. Over 100 workers were killed. Okay, whenever it was attacked, in which nearly 100 workers, okay, innocent workers were killed in that massive attack, my dear. People demanded a constituent assembly, and later the people and the agitators demanded a constituent assembly. The Tsar allowed the creation of an elected consultative parliament. Okay, on their demand, Tsar Nicholas II allowed the creation of an elected consultative parliament. And that consultative parliament, the parliament in Russia was called Duma. Remember, my dears? The Russian parliament was also called Duma. So for the first time, whenever the people, the agitated people demanded, so he allowed the creation of an elected consultative parliament at Duma. And later, Tsar Nicholas II dismissed the first Duma. Okay, he allowed the creation of an elected consultative parliament, and after the establishment of the first Duma, again within 75 days, Tsar dismissed the first Duma and announced the election of second Duma. After its dismissal, again he announced the election of a second Duma. This is all about Bloody Sunday, my dear children. Because why it is Bloody Sunday? Because this incident took place on Sunday. Okay, on Sunday in the year 1905, this incident took place. That's why this incident in the history of Russia was called as Bloody Sunday. Bloody Sunday. Okay, okay, dear children. And in the next video, I shall tell you about the revolution of 1917, that is called October Revolution. Okay, till then, continue to read your textbooks, my dear children. Okay, my dear children, thank you for watching. Bye.